Hey guys, Ronnie C coming back at you again. We're going to now get into the sales process itself. And where does the sales start? It starts at the greeting, when you greet your customer. Now, if you're going to be selling in a couple different settings, we're going to apply this to a couple different types of vignettes, how it might work. Whether it be that you approach the front door, whether they're coming to your office, whatever it may be, you still have to greet the customer. Now remember, the first 60 seconds you're with that customer are probably the most critical seconds you'll ever spend with them. Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to form an opinion of you in a very short period of time. They're going to look at you, they're going to give you the once-over, they're going to make a decision. Now what you have to realize is what you don't say speaks volumes. What you don't do speaks volumes. So some things become real critical, and we're going to go through those right now. Now understand, in some cases, you will be competing with other salespeople. It won't be the product so much, it'll be the salesperson. The guy that was there before you, the guy that's going to be there after you. Why do you want to make that sale? Number one, you want to be memorable. That when you leave that house, if it isn't a one-close sale, you are memorable. They remember you for all the right reasons. Becomes very critical. Now remember what I said to you earlier. In some cases, you're going to be at their home. Some cases, they're going to be in your office. Now, if they're in anywhere other than their own home, they are outside of their comfort zone. When they're in their home, they're in their comfort zone. So how you deal with them is a little bit different in each of those scenarios. But there's certain things that are prerequisites. And the first one is neat and professional appearance. Now, dress for success. If your company allows you to wear a sport collared shirt like I'm wearing tonight, that's fine. If your company requires you to wear a shirt and tie, you wear a shirt and tie. And I will tell you that that tie is all the way up. Don't leave it loose because you look like a ragamuffin. Tie up. If you wear a long sleeve shirt, sleeves are all the way down. If you're allowed to wear short sleeve shirts, that's fine. But neat professional appearance. Now keep in mind, you know what else are tools? Your hands. Are your hands clean? Are your fingernails clean? I don't care what it is you do. Personal hygiene is critical. What about your breath? How does your breath smell? You know, you've got to pay attention to things like that. That's why it's critical to keep mints in your car, to keep a breath spray in your car. So when you go into the home, you have fresh breath. Fresh breath is a business asset, I assure you of that. So you want to have that professional appearance. You look successful. If you're wearing a shirt that has your company name on it. Also, too, use an iron. Get them laundered and dry cleaned. Don't wear something that looks like you took it out of the laundry and put it on. Make sure that your pants are pressed. Make sure that your shoes are polished. Make sure that everything you have on you is up to snuff. Also, too, something a lot of people won't even think of, a writing instrument. I believe in you having a nice pen, a nice writing instrument. Don't buy a 19-cent Bic pen. Buy a nice pen. Go out and buy a Cross pen. Buy a Waterman. Buy a Mont Blanc. Buy a good pen. Be proud of the writing instrument you use to write up your deals. You know, I met a fellow back some years ago. His name was Stephen Oniki. Stephen Oniki was a real estate sales professional. And I went to one of his seminars in Naples. And he said to me, because he noticed my pen, and he says to me, "That is a very nice pen." I says, "Thank you." He says, "You know, it baffles me why people," then he was teaching real estate at the time, and he said, "Ron, it really baffles me why somebody would go into a professional sales environment and take out a big pen to write up a $20, $30, $40, $50,000 contract." Little things like that make huge statements. Get yourself a nice writing instrument. Buy a nice pen. Reward yourself with that on your first sale. Have a pleasant, relaxed, and friendly manner. Smile. Smile. You know, I'm going to give you a little example of how that works right now. Whatever your name is, I want you to say your name with a straight face. My name's Ron, so I just go, Ron. Now I want you to put a big smile on and say your name again. Ron. Now do you notice how my voice went up an octave? You get a little more enthusiasm when you say your name when you're smiling. You get a little more enthusiasm when you talk with a smile. Practice. Look in the mirror. Talk to the mirror. Talk to yourself. But make sure when you're there with your customers that you're smiling. That people, and you're nodding your head. Nodding your head is giving them insurance. You know, that's saying to them, okay, it's all right, go ahead. This is a good decision. And nod your head as you talk. It's important you do these little things that become, again, psychology of selling, but little things that make a big, big difference. Welcome people. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity you're giving me to come into your home this evening. I appreciate the opportunity to visit you at your office. Thank you so much. Handshake, critical. Acknowledge, first of all, acknowledge all members of the party. If you've got a mom and a dad and 3 kids and a dog, acknowledge them all. Say hi to everybody. Make sure you do that. That's critical. So acknowledge the entire family. And the handshake. A couple of rules about handshakes. When you shake a man's hand, reach out, give him about an arm's length. You don't want to invade their space too much, but grab that hand, firm handshake. Don't bust knuckles with a firm handshake. Now, a woman, a whole different story here. When you go to turn to a woman to shake her hand, simply put your hand in the position ready to shake, but don't extend it, because sometimes they won't take it because you're being a little too aggressive or forceful. So put your hand in a relaxed position, say, ma'am, good evening. See if she extends her hand to you. If she does, shake it politely. Don't patronize her. Don't grab the tips of her fingers and kind of go like this, because she's going to lose respect for you at that point. Shake her hand, but shake it firmly. Acknowledge the kids, as I said a moment ago. Always be there to offer your assistance, your guidance, your recommendation. You're not there to sell them anything. You're there to recommend to them what they might want to use to accomplish their objective. That's what you're there to do. You're there to give them enough information for them to make an educated, intelligent decision to purchase your product or service. Critical things, very critical. I don't want you to be too aggressive or forceful. Don't invade their space. Don't get too close to them. Don't touch people unnecessarily. You know, you got to watch how people are with that. Some people are funny about that. So be careful in what you do. If you put your hand on somebody's back or whatever you may do, just watch that. Pay attention to that. Again, look for nonverbal signals. Look for things they don't do while they're talking with you. Look at things they don't say while they're talking with you. And in your mind, be analyzing this whole process. Make sure you have empathy for the customer. Empathy, understanding. I understand what you're trying to accomplish. I'm here to help you accomplish that. That's why I'm here. It's to help you with your goals, with your objectives. Put yourself in their position. High self-esteem, very critical, and be proud of who you are. You are providing them with a service or a product they truly desire. You're simply there to give it to them in a palatable manner so they're willing to take it from you. You're giving, they're willing to receive, and they're willing to pay a fair price for that product or service. Remember, when people come into you, you go to them, be prepared. Always be prepared, because it's critical. If you're unprepared, you're going to stutter, you're going to stammer, you're going to look silly, you're not going to be ready to answer their questions, and you know what's going to happen? You're not going to make that sale. We're going to come back with part 2 of this in just a little bit, so sit tight. Until then, Ronnie C. signing off.